Well, hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Trskss. Welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel. And boy oh boy, has it been a long time since I last uploaded a video. And I figured I'd go ahead and start off by bringing you guys some Red Dead Redemption and giving you guys some tips and tricks to being one of the best players in the whole online lobby. You know, people are going to be fearing you, people are going to be sending you posse invites, people are going to be treating you like you're the top dog in the town. Because if you guys know these little tips and tricks like I do, then you guys are very well might be the best Red Dead Redemption player. And the thing is, they're not really that hard of tips, you know, they're pretty easy. And even if you guys are a beginner at this game, maybe you just got it for Christmas or something, well, you guys are not going to be scared or fearing that you won't know these little tips and tricks, because they're actually pretty simple. So before I get into it, if you guys could just drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you're brand new, because I would hate it if you guys missed out on my brand new videos, then I'd really appreciate that. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Now the main thing that we're going to start with is the horse. As you guys can see, the horse is the powerhouse of the game. And it's one of the things that gives the game its super realistic, like Wild West feel to it. Because your horse is like everything to you. You can put your guns on it, you can put dead people on it, you can put your animals on it, you can do anything with your horse. And your horse is the main way of getting around. Now, with that, you should be treating your horse nicely, and a lot of people in the game actually don't treat their horses as well as they should, and then they get very confused when their horse just doesn't like them and doesn't really want to follow their commands or their requests. Now, the main thing is bonding with your horse. You guys all know how that is. Maybe you guys got a brand new pet at home and you guys don't really spend that much time with it, and then it just is very rambunctious and wild. Or maybe you guys spend a lot of time with it and it's very calm and collected. That is the same thing with your horse. If you guys spend a lot of time with your horse, riding it, giving it pats, food, water, all that sort of thing, your horse will be a lot more reliable and a lot more trustworthy when you're going to need it the most. Now, one of the things that happens if you guys bond with your horse is you'll actually decrease the drainage of the stamina and the health cores. Now, if you guys didn't know, the stamina core is how fast the horse can run, gallop, jump, all that sort of thing. And the health core is obviously how much health the horse has. If it gets shot, will it die instantaneously? And that sort of thing. So in order to keep your horse's cores at their peak level, you're going to go on ahead and hang out with them and pat them, give them food and water, and they will ultimately become more reliable for you. Now that goes hand in hand with the next thing that I do want to bring up, and that is actually the whistling function. So everybody knows in Rockstar's games that you have a way of summoning your personal vehicle, your horse, anything like that, but surprisingly, it's not as obvious in Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, say you guys are out in the middle of the desert, you're just chilling with your posse, doing your own thing, and then your posse leader has to leave, and you're just sitting there in the middle of the desert. You guys are just sitting there in the middle of the desert, you know, minding your own business, and there's nobody around for miles and miles and miles and miles and miles. Well, luckily for you, if you guys tap the up button on your D-pad, your horse will actually come running, provided that you've bonded enough with it. Now, if you guys are always rude to your horse, it might not come running, or it might not come running as fast, but if you guys are nice to your horse and treat it with respect, then it will actually be right there for you whenever you need it. Now, the very, very last thing about horses is also about reducing the drainage of the stamina core. So, a lot of people, they just tap X, they just like spam it as many times as they can because they want their horse to be running as fast as possible, and they don't really consider that if they got their animal into a rhythm, then they might have more adrenaline. Now, what happens when you get the horse into a rhythm is whenever the horse's hooves touch the ground, you guys can actually tap X, And in turn, your horse will continue running faster and faster and faster, but their stamina core will not drain as intensely. So it's a very helpful tip if you guys are wanting to, have your horse run a little bit faster, but you guys don't want to sit there and spam X. Because a lot of people that I've been seeing in the lobbies, they just tap X like it's nobody's business, and then their horse just dies out in 30 seconds, and then, the entire posse is 6 miles ahead of them, and they come to the mission really, really late. So anyways, moving on to the next thing that I do want to bring up in this video is actually your reputation. So if you guys go ahead and tap down on the D-pad, you will see your reputation down on the bottom of the screen. And basically, the more white it is, the more honorable you are, and the more red it is, the more feared you are. And it can change for any variety of things. Say you guys go into the town and you're just, shooting people out of nowhere, then clearly your reputation is going to go a little bit down. Like, nobody wants to be friends with that mean old man that just comes into town and just, shoots some people for no reason. But if you guys are very nice towards other players, and maybe you give them a ride on your horse, maybe you greet them by holding down L2 and just tapping the greet button, then your honorability will actually go up a lot more, and people in the town will be a lot more accepting of you. Now, bringing more of this into play, if your honorability goes down to such a low level, then you're not going to be allowed in the shops anymore. I mean, you guys all know how it is. You guys know, maybe you've been in the store before, and there's that guy that comes in, that hooded man, and he's just looking really, really scary. He's just looking really, really scary, and the store owner comes up to him and says, "Sir, you can't be here right now." But then you see the guy that comes in the tuxedo, and he looks very nice and warm and welcoming, and the store owner says, "Come on in. How can I help you?" That is similar to what happens in Red Dead Redemption 2, but the way that you dress doesn't have any bearing on it. Basically, if you guys have such a low reputation, then the store owners will actually figure that out, and in turn, they will kick you out of their store, or they just won't let you in there, period. Now, moving on to the next thing that I do want to bring up in the video for you guys is actually about some secret tips and tricks on the weapon wheel. So, as you guys know, in Red Dead Redemption, if you hold down L1 or LT, then you actually will get to have your weapon wheel come up. And you have your top, pistols up at the top, your fist, your hunting knife, your shotguns, and down on the bottom, you actually have your throwables. But something a lot of people didn't know is the throwables are cyclable, and you also do have a lasso in the game. If you guys hold down L2 and then you hold down R2 as well, your character will start to do this type of thing with their lasso, and when letting go of R2, it will actually go out and function as an actual lasso would. So say that you guys want to go ahead and get this horse right here. You guys can either call it by pressing square, or if you guys are very, very sneaky, you can actually go up to it and use your lasso, which of course I didn't get it on that try, but you guys can actually go up to it and use your lasso and keep it with you and, hold it in. Now, one of my favorite things about the lasso is that it actually works on people too, and similar to what you guys do with the horses, you just hold down L2, hold R2, and then you just release it, and, then the person will just be caught up in your little lasso trick, and you'll just be able to hog tie them up and, perfectly get them. And as you guys can see right here, I did end up getting a horse and got a new Kentucky saddler for my... Anyways, moving on to the next thing in this game is actually about maintenance of your weapon wheel. And that does sound really, really weird, but if you guys go onto your weapon wheel and you actually see on the bottom of my screen here, it does say maintain. So I just tap R3 and the character will take it out, and as you guys can see, there's a lot of dirt and ugly, gross things on the pistol. So if I just press clean, then he'll take out some gun oil and he'll just clean that bad boy right up, getting it as shiny as possible, and it actually reduces the wear and tear on your weapon. And as you guys can see, we can aim it, take a look around at it, and see, how we feel about it. And we can do the same thing for our other weapons as well. like our shotgun, we can clean that one too, and that sort of thing. So the mainly important thing is to keep your weapons maintained, because if you guys don't, then, you know, things won't be going very well for you if you're trying to get out of a brawl and all of a sudden your gun just, you know, doesn't work because it's been so neglected and used for so many years. Now, the next thing that you guys might not have known about is something else that you guys might not have known about is you can actually intimidate townspeople by firing a warning shot. And basically what the warning shot does is it will scare them and intimidate them a little bit more before you make your move. Now, the important thing about this is obviously the police could come after you and then you might just get killed. So you want to be a little bit careful when you do this, but regardless, it is a pretty interesting feature that you guys can go ahead and do. Now, moving right along to one of the final things that I do have for you guys is actually the satchel. And to activate your satchel, all you guys have to do is hold on the D-pad and it will pop right open like this. Now, as you guys can see, I do have all of these things that will, you know, increase my core, you know, hurt the core, and that sort of thing. So say I drink this snake oil, well, as you guys can see, my Deadeye does go up a little bit more, and then I'm more ready for the next gunfight. So say that you guys have your satchel filled with things that you've either bought or looted from the house. Make sure that you go ahead and take a look around it and see what you might have, because like this one, I can fully restore my health and all that sort of thing. Now, finally, the very, very last thing that I do have for you guys is, of course, regarding the fires in Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, when I was recording this video, I really could not find any fires whatsoever because all the ones I saw were either at a game camp or really, really far away on the map. So basically, if you guys sit down by the fire, all of your cores, as well as the outer layers of them, will actually begin to recharge. I guess it's kind of like, you know, maybe you guys had a long day and you're really, really tired. Well, you just sleep in your bed and then you kind of recharge for the next morning. So maybe that's Rockstar's way of having the cores recharge and that sort of thing. But a lot of people actually don't know about that, and their cores and their outer circles will be so super duper low that their character will just be struggling and struggling and struggling, and then of course their character will just like die off or just be really, really, you know, loser like. So anyways, I hope that you guys did enjoy this video, and I hope that you guys learned a couple of new tips and tricks for this brand new game. Now, if you guys do want to see another tips and tricks video, then make sure that you do hit that like button, and maybe there's something that you guys know about that a lot of other people don't, then go ahead and let me know down below in the comments section, because I would love to feature it in my brand new video about it. Now, anyways, hopefully you guys did enjoy, and hopefully you guys will become one of the better Red Dead Redemption players. If you guys want to add my gamer tag, I'll just put it up right here on the screen. Then you guys can play Red Dead Redemption with me. We can make a posse. We can, you know, just be the coolest people in the town if you guys want to play some Red Dead Redemption with me. But nonetheless, that's all I have for you guys in today's video. So make sure that you guys do drop a like, subscribe if you're brand new, and I'll catch you guys later on. Peace out, everybody.